Hey guys, New Blood here. I'm going to do a little unboxing and first impressions of a 3D print I had made of my Jason X hockey mask model. Now I did a full-size scale and then I did two 1/6 scale versions. The full scale version should be black and the two 6 scale versions should be white. Yeah, boy. Oh my gosh. Wow, that came out really good. Wow. Holy cow. Wow. This is so cool. Wow, my voice went up a couple octaves. Alright, let's see if I can open this one. Wow. That is insane. Wow. Wow, this is something else. Wow, okay. So this is the full size. And it should be... Okay. Two 1/6 scale. Oh. Here we go. The holes on these didn't come out too good. If I can focus. Come on. Focus. Hey, look at that, the mask fits. Hey guys, this is New Blood. Today I'm gonna talk about a mask that I've been working on for a while now, at least 3D modeling wise, and that's the Jason X pre-Uber hockey mask. Now, it took me a year to work on this model, and because I wanted it to be done in a certain way where I was happy with the overall shape of it in reference to the movie, but as well as to have it kind of my own concept in that the mask, imagine if this specific mask was new or not as damaged, and yeah, and possibly have an idea for, well, I wouldn't actually make this film, but it was just kind of a story in my head, how people do some of their concept masks. They have a story idea in their head. Bam. I'm really happy with the way this came out. And this is just a placeholder because I'm not really sure what to do with chevron wise, because I want to have it be like I said before, more of a concept mask. And this is just a sticker, a carbon fiber vinyl sticker, just there for aesthetics for the video. And yeah, so it has typical, part 3, part 4 straps. And eventually what I want to do is have the straps be more of those braided ones you see on the remake, but have them be adjustable the part 3 and 4. And also have a different type of, I think they're called tri-glides. And yeah, so maybe I'll do an update video on that whenever I get the chance to, or have the time, want to. But yeah, so you want to see what the mask on. Fits my head pretty well, One thing to note though is that the inside of the mask is kind of sandpaper because it's still the raw print, and I'm going to be touching up some of the areas of the mask, the edges, with probably an acrylic, and probably go with a clear coat and call it a day. Wanted to give it a quick base coat. The only con I can really think of is the stepping on this, but you can easily sand that away. I've been having a hard time sanding that away, but once I get the acrylic and go over that a couple times and then sand it and then go over it a couple times, it should be gone. But I was really worried that the mask was going to have those polygons because the mesh for this model isn't that good, but barely any polygons show up. The only polygons that show up basically around here and stuff, but that's not too bad. Everything else is like pretty nice. Like you can't see the polygons at all, which I was really happy about because, like I said before, you actually see the model in like Blender or the model preview on Shapeways. It would show all the polygon. Also, in addition to this, I also got 1/6 scale versions. They didn't come out as good as the full scale one, and I'll post some pictures because it's hard for it to the camera to focus on this. But the holes, like the ventilation holes, are a little smaller than expected, but that's probably because of the 3D printing that Shapeway uses. I'm not entirely happy with it, but it's a good starting point, you know, if I have some tools or something to kind of make the holes a little bit bigger, especially the ones when I wanted to see like how well the 3D printing would be on like 1/6 scale like snap holes, like the rivet, like the holes that you put the rivets in, and yeah, kind of almost like it's not even there. It's like a little tiny pinhole, which in scale is too small, but I'd say the overall structure and stuff I think is a pretty good, you know, print. You know, got 2 of these, so they're basically the same. Oh, got the same. Yeah, so might be a cool idea for a 1/6 scale figure in the future. I don't know. I just wanted to see how well it would look at 1/6 scale, and I'm actually really glad I didn't get a 1/12 scale print. It's my news. When I got the mask and unboxed it, after I, you know, stopped the video, I almost cried because of how nice it came out. Like, I worked on this thing, as I said before, for a year, and to have it like pay off in that way was so awesome. I would never, you know, in a million years think it would come out that good, you know. What motivated me to work on this is I'm a huge fan of Jason X. I know it's not, you know, a lot of people's cup of tea, but I love sci-fi. I like, you know, Friday the 13th, you know, and I'm okay with some comedy and, you know, horror movies and stuff, but you know, Jason X, I don't think there really was that much seriousness to it, and I'm okay with that. If they took a darker tone, I probably would have liked it too, you know. But yeah, when I saw that movie, I was obsessed with like the pre-Uber mask, which inspired me to make this. And at the time, I was like looking for blanks online to see like if I can get a blank that was like an undamaged version. Obviously, no one had that, with the exception of fiberglassmasks.com. But the structure of the mask was slightly different because it was like more of a concept between the remake and Jason X. And I wanted the snaps to be a little bit lower, but so I was talking to fiberglassmasks.com about it, and they were really nice. They were like, okay, we can, you know, just move the snaps, that like the holes down and stuff like that. And then it had an epiphany because a few years prior to, I actually saw, I think his name is Ruben Morales, and sorry if I butcher your name. I saw his video on like him showing like his model of a hockey mask in different scales, and I was like, oh my gosh, you could print that? And it's, you know, looking back on it, when I watched those videos again and stuff, it really helped me motivate me to make the mask. And once I roughly had an idea of what I wanted the Jason X mask to look, I kind of uploaded on Shapeway to see how much it cost. And with Blender's Solidify tool, which was, without that tool, I wouldn't have made this mask. Like, no. because I can't like make the mesh and then make it slightly smaller and connect it to the back to give it thickness. No, I tried that, does not work for me. And once I discovered the Blender Solidify tool, I was like, yeah, I can actually make this thing. And to upload it on Shapeways to see how much it would cost, it was like, wow, a decent price for this. Maybe I can, you know, really work on it and stuff. So I'm super happy with it. Like, yeah, there's a little bit of sanding here and there, but compared to what I was anticipating, oh my gosh, it's so much better. And yeah, and the snaps went on without a problem and stuff, like the rivets and such. And yeah, yeah, while I was working on this model, I was like watching like the documentary multiple times, so you can probably have an idea how long I worked on this thing. And I watched a lot of the movies, you know, while I was working on it and stuff like that. And a lot of YouTubers like Big Hush, I think another channel is Box Office Maniacs, I think that's the name of their channel. I also watched Pizzow, I think his nickname is, his YouTube name. I watched those videos and it helped motivate me to work on the mask. Oh my god. The ventilation holes were the bane of my existence. Like, when I initially was working on this model, these vent holes, to get them in the right scale, because I wanted them in 1132 size holes. When I initially make the holes, like, I started out with like a low polygon mesh and then worked my way up. And the amount of hours just on these holes is probably like 75% of the time me working on this model. Like, because like I'm very OCD and I want like the ventilation holes to be the same distance all around, you know. And on the low polygon one, I'll show a clip of how I measured the holes and stuff and the way I adjusted them. But going from a low polygon mesh to a more dense mesh, I guess you can call that, it would make the hole slightly smaller, so then I have to go in and adjust it. It's like, well, now I have too many polygons in this area of the model versus other areas, so I'm gonna have to decimate the model. And then, oh great, now it changes to the size of the holes again, and then you have to go back and forward, and it's so that was a pain. Will I have this model available? Yes and no. Like, I want to sell the model to people, but only reputable places that I can trust. I have quite a few on hand and a couple of YouTubers that I think would, you know, be decent people to handle the model and print their own and stuff. Be interesting to see what other people do with it. And yeah, I'll have a free version of this, but it's not in this shape. It's more of like an earlier iteration, and compared to this, it's not that good. But in this video, I'll post pictures of the orthographic views of this model in comparison to the free model. So if you want to modify it to look like this, go right ahead. The free version model itself in the description, as is. I don't want to see people, you know, casting it, trying to make a profit off of it when that's not my intent. Anyway, guys, hope you guys have a good Friday the 13th, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.